This morning, we're going to be talking about configuring your own professional website, hopefully without the missing C that we have on this slide here. So we're going to pick up where we left off from last week. Last week, we set up our WordPress site and we chose a theme and we added a couple of plugins. And we just got to the end of where we'd set up the WordFence plugin for authenticating logins, etc., and protecting your site. And we kind of ran out of time. So this morning we do have a bit more to get through again. So I want to run through pretty much how to configure your secure login this time through WordFence. Then I'm going to talk about the chat plugin, which is where anyone can talk to you via the Facebook chat as a plugin on your WordPress site. And then I'm also going to talk about setting up your branding, your coloring, adding your logo, and what we call your favicon, which is, excuse me, I'm going to cough, is going to be your like when you go up into a site, you can see here on StreamYard. Let me just show you. You can see here the little duck. That's your favicon. So we're going to show you how to add that, as opposed to your default at the moment is going to be your little alligator for HostGator. So we'll show you how to change that so it looks professional. And then there's going to be some other things that I want to sort of take you through as well. So we're going to go through some appearances. We're going to go through some links, how to create the pretty proper links that people can see and things like that. So let's get stuck in this morning. So the first thing we're going to do is go into the WordFence. Excuse me. So I'm going to just sign into the HostGator portal. Actually, sorry, I'm not. I'm going to go straight into Saint South. So I remember last week how, oh, I'm so sorry. Remember last week how I told you how you could log in, and that was to go to your domain, saintsouth.com/WP-admin. And that will take you would log into this WordPress site, and then it would take you to the back end of WordPress right here. So the first thing we're going to do is go into the WordFence area here. Now you can see as soon as you've installed a plugin of any sort, you're going to see another menu appear for that particular plugin. And then if you hover over it, you'll see all your different menus. So let's just look at the dashboard a minute. I want to just show you the reason why we do this sort of stuff. And for example, here you can see that total attacks in the last 24 hours, 19,257,000 attacks of people trying to hack your site. So it's incredible, isn't it? So a lot of people kind of leave security on the back shelf and don't think that it's going to happen to them. They're not important enough. Their site's, not big enough. But at the end of the day, you can see that this has only just started this site. This site was launched only last week, and already it's getting attacked. So WordFence is actually the plugin that we installed is actually protecting us against all these attacks. So this is the beauty of having it. Now, what we're going to do on the WordFence menu is when you go to hover over it, dashboard, sorry, login security here. This is where you set up your two-factor authentication. And as I said before, it's important to have it because the site is the domain.com/WP-admin. people are going to try what they call a brute force attack on it, and they're going to try and go to that URL that we talked about up here, and then they're just going to try like the generic admin login, which is what we changed ours on the setup last week. And then they're going to just try and continually get a bot to try different passwords until they break into your website. So with two-factor authentication, what that allows us to do is to log in, but as soon as we log in, it then sends us a code to our phone. So we want to download the it's called HostGator, and it's like a blue padlock. We want to download the HostGator app, and then we click plus on the HostGator app, and we're going to do other under the add account, and then we scan the QR code. We're scanning that QR code, and automatically it's come up down the bottom of my HostGator app saying WordFence, saintsouth.com, and in brackets Sharon, which is my username, and it's giving me a 6-digit code. So when you log in from now on, you're going to use that. So what we'll do is you have to enter the code. Firstly, download your recovery codes. so store them somewhere safe in case you forget your password and you can't get in. And then, excuse me, then enter the code in the HostGator app below to verify. So I've now added Saint South to my HostGator app, and I'm just going to pop in the 7-digit code, which changes randomly, and then activate that. So now when I go to log in, it's going to always ask me for that two-factor authentication. It's going to ask me for my username and password, and then it's going to ask me for the code. So that's how we protect our site. If you want me to just demonstrate that, let me just log out. Excuse me. Log out. There we go. Okay, and then so if I log in, and here's the 2FA code now. So I'm going to go to my HostGator app on my phone, and sorry, it's a bit slow, and then pop in the, now it reverts every 30 seconds. So if you're kind of near, to the end of that 30 seconds, you might want to wait for it to give you a different code. Otherwise, by the time you type it in, it might have expired, that code. So you just log in there. So, okay, so there we go. So that's how you protect your site with WordFence and the two-factor authentication. So that's the step one that we wanted to talk about today. And then let me just look at my checklist. And then we're going to now go into a plugin, which is the Messenger plugin, which is really kind of an exciting one, because we go to add new under plugins, and then we're going to do a search here, and we're going to go Messenger. And we've got the Facebook chat plugin. So it's not particularly brilliantly well rated, but what I love about it, of course, is the fact that it integrates with your Facebook Messenger. So anyone who's selling a product or service or lives on Messenger would generally hang out in Facebook Messenger sometimes. So this is the ability for clients to message you through your website and gives them a little chat option to speak to you, and it goes directly to your Facebook Messenger. So we're going to install that now. And then we have to, of course, activate. And then what that looks like, let me just go into, yeah, it doesn't give me any other. I'm just looking to see if it's given me another menu here, but it hasn't at this stage. So we'll just go into visit site, just to see what that looks like. And I can't see where it's activated yet. So let me just go back to the dashboard. May have taken, normally it just does it straight away. So let's just go back into plugins. And we might have to do something from here. Facebook settings. Okay, so let's go into settings from here. Set up chat plugin. I was expecting a menu, but we had to actually go back into the plugin area and do settings. Oh, that's not liking it. Clear cookies. I can't do that right now. So let me just show you what that looks like, because my browser's having issues. It's not the chat plugin itself. It's actually, I wonder if I can just try in. No, it's not going to let me. So let me just show you what that looks like. Yep. So basically under here. Oh, sorry. There, we've got this little chat plugin here. So you can, once you configure it, you can actually create it in the color scheme of your actual site. It's very easy. It's just point and click again. It'll give you those options under setup. And then you can just start a chat. And then you can continue as a guest as a client, or continue as in Messenger. So it's obviously I've got to log in. So there's something wrong with my Facebook Messenger right now for some reason. So let's not worry about that for now. But normally it works very smoothly. So of course, because I'm live, it's not working. But that's the breaks of live entertainment, I guess. But yeah, normally it's very smooth and it's not a problem. So, but this morning it's being a pain for me. Let me just start chat. Let's try and continue as guest. There we go. So we can continue as guest, and then it's just ask a question. It's just hello testing. And then this will come through to my messenger of my Facebook page. Okay, so that's the chat. That's what it looks like once it's installed. And the next thing we wanted to go with was the appearance, colors, and logos. Okay, so what we're going to do there is we go into the Astra theme. So we're going to go into appearance, and then we're going to go into Astra options. And it takes us to another menu here. And you can see here it's got the upload logo, set colors, customize fonts, etc. And these are the free options here. And to upload your logo, you just click on upload logo. And we want to do, yeah, so it's gone directly here. So what we can do is we can do change logo. Now, for the retina logo, it's a little bit more tricky. You have to have, I'll demonstrate that right now in Canva. But you have to have the logo, but twice as big. And it has to have a particular naming convention. And this is used for devices like iPads and things like that. So it's more clear. The logo doesn't go grainy or anything like that. So you would need that logo. And then you're also going to need the site icon, which is the one we talked about up here, which at the moment is the alligator, which is your favicon. So your favicon is different as well. So we would then go to Canva and create 3 different sized logos. Okay, so this one here we can resize to make sure. So this one at the moment is 500 by 500. So let's start with the retina one, which is going to be the largest, which is 200 by 200. Copy and resize. So that makes a copy of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call it let's just go SS logo, and then it's got to be called at 2 times. Okay, and then it has to be .png. Okay, so that's that one. And then this one is resize. We're going to do the favicon. So the favicon size is 512 by 512. Copy and resize. You can just do a resize as well. And this one we're going to do 5 by 5. I'm just going to go SS favicon. Okay, and then we've got the normal logo, which I'll just resize to 100 by 100, and then I'll just go resize. So now we've got our 3 logos that we need for our site. So I'm just going to share and then download and then create PNG. And you can, I often do transparent background because it just looks better when you upload it. So in fact, before I do that, let's just resize it all here so it looks better. Just want to make it as big as possible here. There you go. So share, download, transparent background here. I mean, obviously, if you've got a background, you don't want a transparent one. But for me, because I've got a white background, I'm just going to download that. And you can only do transparent background if you've got the premium version of Canva as well. And then the favicon, that can pretty much stay the same because it's a tiny icon. So that's fine. And download. Excuse me. And then the S logo, we definitely want that bigger. So let's get that quite big. See, Canva tells you when it's in the middle, which is great. So okay, so then download this one. Okay, so we're back to our Astra logos. So we want to change logo here, and we need to select a file. So this one would be this one here. And then we can just go logo, SS logo, title Saint South. All these kind of things here are great for search engine optimization to label them. So if you want to put in a little description or anything anyway, whenever anyone hovers over anything, they're going to see the caption and then the descriptions in the back end. So it's always good to add as much as you can for search engine optimization. And it's looking like it's resizing it anyway. So let's just make sure that looks proper. There we go. And then crop image. And then that's our logo. So we might want to actually increase that, which we can do by clicking on it. So let me just we can change the logo. So let's do this. I don't think it's actually going to let us do it any bigger than that. So we may have to go in and re-upload, which is no biggie, but it's a bit of trial and error to see that. So won't worry about that one. We'll just change this image here for the upload files, select a file. And then this one is the SS logo at ×2. So that will work. And we're going to choose that image. I'm not going to bother labeling it right now. And then we've got the site icon, last but not least, is not giving it to me. Where is that one? Oh, I'm not sure where that went. So let's just publish that for now to keep what we've done. And then let's cross that out of there. There's another way we can get to the favicon, so I can show you that if we can't get to it here. So let me just try it again. No, I'm not sure where it went. It was meant to be under the site icon. Ah, there we go. It's come up now. So select site icon, and then we want to upload files, and then the favicon here, and then select. Okay, so we should now see, it's very small, so I may want to increase that size again. But if you can just see that there is a tiny, we've got rid of the alligator and we've got a tiny SS there. And if you hang over it, obviously it's saying what it is. So there we go. So that's how we've done our logos, and we've replaced those, and we've done our favicon, and we've done also one for devices such as iPhones and iPads. And when you can see this is blue, you'll need to publish it to make it go live. If you kind of make a mistake and you don't want to publish it, you just click out of it and it says discard changes and you go yes. So it's really easy to undo your changes by just not publishing them. So the next thing we're going to do is we want to go in to do the colors as well. So we'll cross out of here. And we can go into here and set the colors. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because it's kind of explanatory for the site. So here's the global palette here. Now remember when last week we created a branding sheet in Canva? So let me just see if I can see my designs. Here we go. So here's an example of the branding sheet. So what we've done here is we've created this in Canva, and then we've put what we call the hex codes on every color, so that we can just double click on them, Control C on your keyboard. So hold the Control key down and hit C. And then what we can do then is go back into our fields here, and we click on this color here, and then we just literally just we should just be able to change that to I think it's actually going to make us create a palette. So let me just go in and change it. Yeah, so we have to go in and change them in here. There we go. Double click. I'm not sure why it's been a bit. There we go. Doesn't like the double click. No. Actually, it looks like it's easier on this particular theme. It looks like it's easier to do it where we went before. So I'm just going to click out of that and not save the changes. And then under the templates where we went to last week, we went in and applied the different colors through there. So it's probably better to go through what we went through last week rather than this theme, but you can have a play with it and see how to set the colors up. It's just, yeah, when I go into to edit it, it's only giving me 3 styles. So last week I showed you how to change all your different colors and brandings. I think it's better if you can go back to that step and do it there. So let's, if I find a better way, I'll do a quick review next week with the remainder of the setup that we're doing. So we can go in and change our colors anyway for our site at any point. So we are going to then go in and configure the home page. So you can see, if I just get out of all these windows here, back to the dashboard. Go all the way back. Okay, so all the way back here, we're going to go back, and if we visit site, we've got this book session. So there may be a point where you actually don't want anyone to book a session with you. It might not be a coach. It might just be a free download or something like that. So you can make this button do anything you want. So if it was like my free recipe book or something like that, you can change that to say, click here for free recipe book or whatever you would like. And then when they click on it, you can send them to either a Google Doc or something like that link. Or if you're advanced and you've got a landing page where you collect people's email addresses, you can send them there instead. So let's just show you how you can go back and configure that. We're just going to go back into the dashboard. And we're going to go back into the, we want to configure the home page button under appearances. And we need to go into menus. It's a bit around the world. I couldn't find out a really simple way to go in to find this in this theme, because all the themes are slightly different. So it's a matter of whichever one you choose, just have a poke around and find where you can do them. And a lot of the themes are really intuitive. And if you can't find how to do it, you could either Google it, get help, or you can get someone on Fiverr just to make some small changes for you. So hire someone just to make some, make sure you've got a few changes ready to go, and hire someone to do that for you. So they're the options for you if you can't find exactly where you want to go. So with the button, I found that you had to go into appearance, menus, and then we had to go to manage with live preview, which took me to this again. And then this is when it was under the menu. Was it under menu? I've got to get onto global. Global. And then it was header builder. So it's weird because now buttons, was it? No, it wasn't buttons. It definitely wasn't buttons because I thought it was buttons and I was playing around with it and I was thinking this isn't where I want to be. So this is where the colors are as well. For some reason, I've got here global header builder. There's another control here somewhere that says header builder, and it allows me to change the button. Which I can't find today. Very strange. wonder if it was view all locations. No, it definitely wasn't that. Because ordinarily you can click on here and you should be able to, there we go. So it's allowed me then. This is what I was waiting for. Sorry for the delay. But what happened was I had to go into buttons and then I had to click on this one here to be able to bring up this down the bottom. So basically all this is doing is it's showing me this, it's giving me the site title and logo, which is this, the primary menu, which is this, and then it's giving me the button here. So if you don't want that button, you can just cross that off. But it's always good to have as many call to actions on your site as possible. So what we're going to do now is we want to change the behavior. So at the moment, it's got the text saying book session. And then we're going to just, instead of free download, actually, no, let's keep it as, I'm going to say book a call. And then here's where you will put the link. So you would type in, so for example, you can put in your Calendly link. It's going to make me log in. Right, now there we go. And then what you do is copy the link for your discovery call. And then you would go Control V for Victor. And then the link, I'm not sure what link rel is referring to, but I always just type in, I always put in open in new tab, because if you're taking your client somewhere else, you don't really want them to navigate off your web page, because also that affects your search engine optimization. So the longer that someone's on your website, the better in Google's eyes. So if they're just literally getting on your website, spending 2 seconds and then go book a call, you'll find that Google won't give you much visibility under their algorithm for their searching within their search engine, because clients aren't staying very long on your website. They'll give preference to other people that have people browsing their websites. So I always send them to a new tab. So we just publish that. And then what we can do now is, if we click out of that, it goes us back into our dashboard, and we're going to visit site. We go book a call, and it now takes you to my calendar. So there we go. So that's as easy as that for the book a call. Now let's see what we're doing, how we're doing for time. We are kind of running out of time a little bit. We've gone over a bit this morning. So we've got a fair other bit to go through. I want to just show you the permalinks, and then we're about halfway through the remainder of the configuration. So normally this is a weekend workshop. So, you know, good job in sticking with me so far. So good morning to everyone that's joined. And so let me just show you the permalinks and the importance. And then from next week, we'll carry on with the remainder of the configuration. So we're going to go back to the dashboard. And we're going to go back into, it's under permalinks, settings, permalinks. There we go. So under settings, click on permalinks. Now, what this is doing at the moment is that if anyone browses to any of your pages, it's just going to create them as saintsouth.com, or obviously your own host name here. And then it's going to give them the date. And again, we're always looking to Google for search engine optimization. And so that's not going to look very pretty, and it's also not going to be very good for people browsing. So what we want to actually do is change that to post name. So what that means then is that when they go to your Contact Us page, it's going to have your saintsouth.com, or your domain name / contact us, or whatever you've named that page under pages. So we're just going to save the changes there. So we can just do a quick demo. So under your pages, you've got about, contact, and things like that. So when you now go in as a visitor, you will, if you go to work with me, they've not set it up under the, there we go, books. You can see now it's saying books here. So, and then contact is saintsouth.com/contact. So obviously a lot prettier. So you can see there's a lot more of the configuration that we can do. We're not going to go through every single part of this because once I show you the main stuff with Elementor, which is one of the plugins that we use, then you should then be able to easily go ahead and do all this easily yourself by when you use Edit with Elementor. It will just give you this as a box, and then you just go in and type in your own text. So this is the beauty of using something like Elementor, and the other option is a plugin or a theme called Divi, D-I-V-I, which is their competitor. But it just makes it more, it turns a WordPress site into what we used to have to use coding for, or the back-end dashboard of WordPress wasn't particularly that great to work with. So in the pages here, if you go into about and you go in and you do edit, this would be the default WordPress editor, which is a bit meh, but you can go in at any point and do edit with Elementor, and you can do a template kit as well. So you can have import pages from your templates that I showed you how to import last week, and just use different pages for that as well. So we're going to go into more depth on that next week because we've kind of run out of time. If you have any questions, obviously, about this session today as well, please feel free to drop me a comment and I will get back to you. And have a wonderful rest of the day, evening, wherever you're tuning in from. And thanks again for being here. I do appreciate your support. And yeah, like I say, have a great rest of the week. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye.